Episode 223. Down below, Han Li stared absently out the window, half listening to the flattery being heaped on the young man surnamed Li upstairs, hoping to catch some useful news about the five-colored sect leader. Not long after, a greeting from that lean young man made Han Li's ears perk up.
Brother Li, I heard the Patriarch Li is about to celebrate his 60th birthday. Your estate must be busy preparing for it, right? And speaking of your father, he's still as vigorous as ever, full of energy at his age.
We'll definitely be there to wish him well and have a drink.
Ah, yes, we'll definitely come for that birthday wine.
My father's cultivation is profound. Naturally, ordinary people can't compare. As for you all coming to visit, I, Li, would be more than happy to welcome you. My father just returned from inspecting the branch offices, and he intends to personally oversee the preparations here at the manor. He places great importance on this birthday celebration.
Hearing this, Han Li withdrew his spiritual sense.
Now that I know the Five Colors sect leader is inside the Li residence, everything becomes much simpler.
With that thought, Han Li downed his drink in one gulp, then fished out a piece of silver and tossed it onto the table.
Waiter, the bill. Keep the change.
With that, Han Li turned and headed downstairs. The tavern waiter, of course, was all smiles behind him, repeatedly voicing his thanks. Once out of the tavern, Han Li cast a few glances toward the Li residence, a faint sneer curling at the corner of his mouth. Then, without a backward glance, he walked away.
I'll make a trip to the Li residence tonight. If there are no other Foundation establishment cultivators nearby, I'll take the Five Colors sect leader's life. That should fulfill my promise. But it's still daytime, and I'm pressed for time. I need to take this chance to handle other matters first.
With that thought, Han Li vanished into the bustling crowd. The four-piece gang had made quite a name for itself in Home City. It still couldn't compare to the biggest gangs, but among the mid-tier ones, it was absolutely top tier. The gang leader was still Sun Ergu, the same man who had shot to fame with a single stunning move. Of course, Sun Ergu's status now was a far cry from what it used to be. Naturally, no one dared to address him that way anymore. Now, everyone who sees him has to address him as Chief Sun. The four-piece gang's headquarters had moved from its old location a decade ago, now settled on a wealthier street within the city. The gang members no longer had to toil as coolies at the docks. After a series of bloody fights, they carved out a lucrative turf, even opening legitimate businesses like pawn shops and taverns. Thus, the Siping gang grew wealthier by the day, and gang leader Sun's life grew more comfortable with each passing month. Why, just last month, the great Chief Sun took a ninth concubine, a well-known courtesan here in Jiuan City. That concubine certainly had her charms, enough to make the middle-aged guild leader Sun utterly besotted with her from the moment she entered his home, spending nearly every night in her chambers completely enchanted. Sure enough, before the sky had even darkened, this Master Sun was already hurrying toward the back courtyard. Just thinking about that little beauty's charming face made his heart race. He was practically itching with desire. But when Chief Sun pushed open the door to the side chamber, he was instantly stunned. Sitting directly across from the door was a young man.
Sun Ergu, I didn't expect you to actually have some skill. You've managed this Siping gang quite well. It seems I didn't pick the wrong man back then.
This young man not only addressed him by name but did so with a completely condescending tone. This man was none other than Han Li, who had secretly infiltrated the four-piece gang's headquarters. Sun Ergo recognized him at a glance, the mysterious figure who had propped him up all those years ago. After all, having taken the appearance-fixing pill, Han Li's face hadn't changed a bit over all these years. Sun Ergo's heart churned like a stormy sea. Yet after a flicker of uncertainty crossed his face, he immediately composed himself into a look of deference, stepping forward quickly to bow and greet.
Oh, if it isn't the young master. Little Sun Ergo pays his respects.
This Grand Master's son hadn't spoken to anyone in such a lowly manner for years, and yet the moment he opened his mouth, it came out so naturally and smoothly. Seeing Sun Ergu's attitude, Han Li raised an eyebrow, a flicker of surprise crossing his face.
Forget it. You're the head of a sect now. No need for such formalities. I just came to see how you're doing, and I'll be on my way soon.
Sun Ergu felt a great weight lift from his shoulders at Han Li's words.
I'm just worried that once the young master arrives, he'll want me to hand over the reins. I've held a high position for so many years, I've picked up a thing or two about cultivators. They're forces that we ordinary mortals simply can't resist. Speaking of him, he really is a dragon who shows his head but never his tail. I thought that since he'd given me such a huge benefit, he'd naturally treat me like a puppet to boss around. But who would have thought that when he said he'd let go, he'd just vanish for years on end? That really let me live the high life for a while. Just when I thought he'd forgotten all about me, he pops up out of nowhere.
Han Li glanced at Sun Ergu, and a flicker of surprise crossed his face.
Come here. Extend your wrist.
Sun Ergu paused, then reluctantly stepped forward and extended his arm. Han Li grabbed the other man's wrist without ceremony and channeled a thread of spiritual energy into him, sending it racing through every meridian in a single swift circuit. A moment later, Han Li released his grip, his expression unchanged, and spoke a sentence that sent Grandmaster Sun into a panic.
You've been poisoned with a slow-acting toxin. You have at most a month to live.
Poisoned? No way. I'm always careful. I have someone dedicated to handling all my food.
Han Li, hearing this, couldn't be bothered to explain further. He raised his hand, and a streak of green light flashed into Sun Ergu's body before vanishing.
Young master, what is this? What are you doing?
This is the true spirit art. It will make the poison inside you visible. Look in the mirror and see for yourself.
Sun Ergu's heart skipped a beat at those words, and he rushed to the corner of the room. There, a woman's dressing table. He fumbled around the table until he found a small bronze mirror, then peered into it with a mix of suspicion and dread. The moment he saw his reflection, he froze. The mirror reflected a face thick with black energy. That dark purple complexion, no matter how you looked at it, it was the picture of someone deeply poisoned.
Young master, please save me. I've always been loyal to you, without a shred of disloyalty.
Sun Ergu, his face pale with fear, rushed back and dropped to his knees before Han Li, pleading desperately. By now, he was already mostly convinced. After all, as a cultivator, Han Li wouldn't go to such lengths just to deceive him. If he truly wanted to harm him, he could crush him with a single finger. Han Li watched Sun Ergu put on a grand show of loyalty, then gave a faint, easy smile.
Relax. This poison is subtle, but it's not strong. It won't kill you in a few days. No need to make such a fuss.
Young master, you are truly all-powerful. Please remove this poison from this humble one. I, Sun Ergu, will continue to serve you with utmost loyalty from now on. If you don't believe me, I can swear a solemn oath. I swear it.
Sun Ergu's status had changed, but his fear of death had only grown. Before Han Li could say a word, Sun Ergu raised his hand and let loose a string of curses. Han Li found it both exasperating and amusing.
I've been the one doing him favors, haven't I? Here's an antidote pill. Take it later. As long as you don't get poisoned again, you'll be fine.
Han Li shook his head slightly, then pulled out a blue pill and tossed it to Sun Ergu.
Thank you, young master, thank you.
Sun Ergu accepted the pill, overjoyed. He scrambled to his feet with quick, nimble movements and carefully tucked it away.
This poison, you've had it in you for at least a few months now. I think you should be able to figure out who poisoned you, don't you, Chief Sun?
Young master, you jest. But I do have a few suspects in mind for who might have done it.
Matters of you mortals are not for a cultivator to meddle in. Handle it yourself. The real reason I came this time is to take the soul-expelling banner with me. I've gained some cultivation now. Taking him along isn't much trouble. You don't have any objections, do you?
You want to take Master Shu with you, young master? But the soul driver left the Siping gang long ago.
What do you mean? You lost him.
Ah, young master, please don't be angry. It wasn't me who lost him. The soul driver ran off on his own. And even though he's not in the city right now, he hasn't gone far, just in the nearby mountains and forests. I've got people keeping an eye on him.
Ran away on its own? What's this all about? Explain clearly. If it truly wasn't your doing, I won't hold it against you.
A soul puppet is just a walking corpse. How could it run off on its own? Han Li still found it hard to believe. Sun Ergu saw that Han Li wasn't truly angry and felt a weight lift off his chest.
Ever since you entrusted the soul driver to me, master, I've followed your instructions to the letter. I only let others see him when absolutely necessary. The soul driver went haywire 6 years ago.
That was a critical period for our expansion, and our opponent was a mid-tier gang with plenty of skilled fighters, so I had no choice but to call upon the Soul Driver for assistance.
In that battle, the soul driver unleashed its full power and our gang won a decisive victory. But just a few days after the battle ended, one of the men I'd sent to watch over the Soul Expeller suddenly reported back, saying the Soul Expeller had actually started speaking. I was utterly shocked when I heard. I grabbed the soul binding bell and rushed over to check on him, and then...
What? You think having the soul commanding bell on you would stop him from attacking?
Well, no attack, but I hadn't even reached the soul-expelling lord's dwelling before he seemed to know I was coming. He just burst through the wall and flew off like a shot. I couldn't catch up at all.
He got away?
Yes, young master. Lord Kun has been gone for years now, always lingering in the nearby mountains and forests. I've led our best men to find the soul driver many times, but every time I get close, he just moves somewhere else, doesn't want to meet. But if anyone else goes, they're no match for him. We even lost 2 of our top fighters to him.
That's nothing strange. Probably because you're carrying the soul bell. Though I don't know why the soul drive lost control. It's clear the restriction I placed back then is still working.
Oh, so that's how it is.
Sun Ergu wore an expression that said he'd expected as much. It seemed he'd guessed the reason long ago.